Well, welcome back. And you've heard the term Gold Star family. Well, we have a really special guest today. I'm really honored to have with us today George Lutz. He's the founder of the Honor and Remember Corporation. It's a national nonprofit dedicated to permanent public recognition of every U.S. service member who died in the line of duty. Gold Star father and passionate advocate, George has traveled to all 50 states, bringing honor, healing, and unity to thousands of military families across the generations. And he has a book. It's titled Tragedy to Tribute. And there is a picture of the cover of the book. You can have check that out online, Tragedy to Tribute, and then a website, honorandremember.org, honorandremember.org, and there's a picture of the landing page of his website. George, good to see you. How are you, friend?
Hey, Perry, thank you. I'm doing well, and I appreciate the opportunity to share with the listeners.
Well, thank you. Where are you? Where are we Skyping you in from?
Virginia, actually, Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. Well, good to see you. Thank you for your time. This is fascinating. The book is more than a memoir. It's a national call to remembrance, and I'm glad I really want to say thank you for your son's sacrifice and for your call to duty in this area. It's so greatly needed.
Thank you.
What led you 20 years after losing your son decide to do this?
Well, the book is kind of a culmination, Perry, of the entire journey, the mission of national remembrance, right? I mean, Tony died in December of 2005, 20 years ago, and I began this journey soon after he was killed as a way of embracing my own healing, of a way of being able to know how America remembered and what we did as a nation to actually make a difference in the lives of families who have sacrificed so much. And so the Honor Remember flag was created back in December of 2000, or December in Memorial Day, May of 2008, to become our national symbol of remembrance, right? Recognizing every single family. And the book is that journey of everything I've gone through, from traveling around the country to moving to Washington, D.C. for months, and running across America and presenting flags to families, and everything that we've done to make sure that these families, that no family is ever forgotten by our citizens.
Beautiful. Do you think that flag in time will become a national symbol?
Well, absolutely do. It was the only reason for this organization to exist, was to create that national symbol. You know, I was inspired by the POW MIA flag movement, back in the 70s and then through into the 80s. And I recognized that what we needed was to complete that circle of tribute, right? With those that were missing, those that were captured, and those that were actually fallen. And so the Honor and Remember flag design was specifically for the purpose of national remembrance. And so far we have 29 state adoptions. Wow. So over half the country has already legislated this as their state symbol of remembrance. We do have a bill in Congress, Perry, H.R. 1363, that we hope will be passed in this Congress, by the end of our 250th year celebration of our nation's birth. And so very much so, my whole intent for creating this flag was it to become a national symbol.
Beautiful. I want to squeeze your heart just for a moment. I've interviewed a lot of veterans and heard their stories, and you can't help but just kind of, your heart and your head goes on tilt when you hear some of these stories. And every one of them have had a PTSD experience, no question about it.
Sure.
But you, as a Gold father, you had a PTSD experience related to the same subject, but in a different way. Is that the common thing that you find with other Gold families?
Well, the Gold Star families all grieve in different ways, as you can imagine. I mean, we're not any different than any part of the citizenry of the general population. And so we're all going to grieve in different ways. Some families are very extroverted. Some families will never get out of bed. You'll never see them. And others just blend into the fabric, of our country. And, what I did was I just took something that was so horrific and so devastating that I decided to reach out to others rather than carry it within myself. And so, yeah, it's a form of post-traumatic stress, absolutely. But how do you get over that? You push through, you find purpose, and you just move forward, even if it's through the sludging of mud, to get where you're going. And I believe that has been my journey for 20 years now, is to make sure that I had a purpose, that I had a reason to get up every day. And getting America to recognize that sacrifice comes at a price and somebody else has to pay it, is kind of my mission, is making sure we all appreciate the fact that somebody else died for their country so that you didn't have to.
Wow. Not too long ago, we were going through a dark time in this country where the military and law enforcement were demonized. But that seems to be turning around. Are you sensing that?
I am, absolutely. I think change comes with administrations. I think that you will find, though, that there's D's and R's that can't agree with each other on no matter what the topic is. But I have seen a resurgence of patriotism lately that is really inspiring and actually gives me a hope that education might actually, break through, and that more people might understand that, we don't have 250 years of freedom without 250 years of sacrifice.
Well said. You ever get frustrated where something so obvious as this is resisted?
Oh my gosh, the frustration we could spend hours on, Perry. Yes, I don't understand. When Tony came to me and he said, "Hey, Dad, I joined the Army," I said to him right off the bat, I said, "You're crazy, Tony. There's a war going on and you could get hurt." And so what could I do as a father, as a loving father? I gave him a hug. I told him I loved him. And I said, "Keep your head down." But as a father who has now lost his son, I will tell you that every parent in America would rather somebody else died for their country besides their own loved one, me included. But I will tell you, Perry, that the least we can do, because somebody else is dying for their country, is to be appreciative. And I believe that through the Honor Remember flag, I've created a way for all of us to get it, right? To get it without question, to raise the bar in this country, and to be able to send a message to these families that we've never been able to send before. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance out there, and I don't understand it, and it is way, way frustrating. But politics, I've become to understand, is an ugly business.
Yeah, it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
How's your faith sustained you through all this?
Oh, my faith has been amazing. I mean, my God, I will tell you something that may touch a lot of your listeners, and how I was able to actually maintain my wits about me and keep from taking my own life. Honestly, was 2 weeks after Tony was killed. I was wrestling with God over what am I going to do, how am I going to react, what should I do next. And the crying out really to the Lord. And he said very, very pointedly to me, as audibly as our conversation now, he said, I know you're hurting because I lost my son too. And I want to tell you that your son and my son are together with me in paradise. And that's all I needed, Perry, to take away from my own grieving and my own inward feeling of pain, and start to think about how others were dealing with this tremendous loss.
You're fascinating, George. I'm going to get you back, but let me just say this before we go. We are heading towards this 250th anniversary of this country, and to your earlier point is that so many people have given the ultimate, that we are free. There seems to be a resurgence of genuine and authentic patriotism in America. Some have said there's no place on earth that has patriotism like America. How can we help you between now and July 4th of next year?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best things that all of your listeners can do, and please share this, is they can get an honor and remember flag and put it up on a flagpole. It could be their home, their business, their church, in their community. They could go to a flagpole that may be prominent in their area and just share this vision. Because what I think ultimately we need is to send a message to these families whose loved ones have made this ultimate sacrifice, that we haven't forgotten them. And how better than to send a message visually in a way that you may not even know them, right? They may come by your businesses, but also through legislation. If there's any state adoption states that we have not had, and your listeners could help us to get the other 28 states that we need, 32 states that we need, that would be amazing. And
work on it.
All of those.
Go to honorandremember.org. That is the website, honorandremember.org. Order the flag. Check them out. Support them so they can get this mission done over the next year or so. Get a copy of his book, Tragedy to Tribute. There's a picture of the cover on the screen. George, you're fascinating. You're inspiring. Let's stay connected, friend. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Perry, for the opportunity. God bless you.
You too.